非常你好大家，你怎么样？我现在在一个荷兰的公园。I am in a Dutch park now, and you can see how insanely boring it is. God, I miss the parks. I miss the Shanghai parks. All the liveliness and the people dancing. Shanghai, 我想你，非常你好大家。上海比北京好，对吧？Hey guys, thank you for watching. Today you're gonna get a very biased video about why Shanghai is so much better than Beijing. So let's dive into it. The first reason why Shanghai is better than Beijing is that it is more international and a lot more connected. I guess that in the end you have a similar amount of freedom of speech, which is none, but in Shanghai you don't notice it as much, and it seems as though the people are more open-minded towards foreigners and more welcoming. Businesses are, and yeah, it feels more open in Shanghai. I've heard Lawai in Beijing complain that because the city is divided up into hutongs and neighborhoods around the Tiananmen Square, it's actually really hard to go from one place to another, and in winter it gets really cold there, so then people don't really live their living area to visit other people. So foreigners in one area just stay together and hang together, and then from another area they don't really get to meet, they don't hang out. People don't easily leave their living area or living part of the city, which sounds really odd to me, because in Shanghai what we did is just you take the metro sometimes for over an hour to have a coffee with a friend, and that is just life. But I always enjoyed it. I never regretted being on the metro. People came visit me in Wujiaochang, which was kind of like up north. And I would visit people in the city center, and I would always combine like seeing someone with doing something fun. There's so much going on, and you're always on the move. So in Shanghai that didn't bother me. And in Beijing, yeah, I've heard people complain that they feel a little bit stuck when they move there. Second item, Beijing is crazy touristy. Now that's not to say that tourists do not come to Shanghai. Of course they do, but mainly when it's national holidays. So on like November 1st, you should avoid downtown. Also during summer, maybe it's not ideal to go to the Bund, because then people will take your photo, because they will never have seen a white person or a black person or a foreigner, because people from the countryside of China, they like to travel to the big cities when they have the time. But Beijing is a lot more popular for people to visit because, of course, it is the capital. Third item on my list is hygiene, and I believe that Beijing is a lot dirtier than Shanghai. And I don't mean to say that Shanghai is clean per se. There is some pollution there occasionally, usually around the Chinese New Year, and people spit in Shanghai. And if you leave the city center, where you would basically go only when you go on holiday, in my living area in Wujiaochang, yeah, people spit. The streets are gross. They're not like even. You could fall. Lots of like water after it rains. Yeah, there are smells here and there. But in Beijing, I found this to be a lot worse. And even in Beijing, I was just in this city center that they're supposed to keep nice and tidy for the tourists, but no, very bad smells. And streets were not so clean. The people were not so clean. I saw more people littering, so just throwing the garbage on the floor wherever they were walking, just like la 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 la. And these were Chinese people, but maybe mainland tourists, I don't know. But I definitely noticed, even on the metro, I'm not sure how to say this, but I feel like the people in Beijing know less about personal hygiene than the people in Shanghai. Fourth item. So because Beijing is the historical place and the Mao Zedong place, there's so much influence there of the military and the police. You see them everywhere all the time. So you really feel police, you really feel like Big Brother is watching you. And in Shanghai, I did not feel this. So even though maybe you are not more free in Shanghai, you do feel more free, and you don't feel the influence of the government so much. So in Beijing, that really got to me. Like, I felt like I was being watched all the time. I was afraid to do any vlogging at times because I felt the scrutiny. So to live, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Beijing. Also because of number 5, the weather. It gets really cold in Beijing, or so I have heard. Shanghai is a lot warmer. all year round, and then the air quality is also much better. So I just told you in Shanghai, maybe you notice pollution around the Chinese New Year time when the factories work a lot more and then they stop for a while, so that's when the pollution gets bad. Beijing is in the north, so it's colder and also more polluted because around Beijing, or more on like the northeast side of it, there are all these factories, right, making our Christmas decorations, and that causes a lot of pollution and dust and all of that. So Shanghai's air quality is pretty nice, to be honest. Yeah, I never had any problems whatsoever, and they have everything. So why would you want to go to Beijing? Shanghai even has amazing Beijing duck. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you next time. I hope I haven't offended any Beijingers, but if I have, go to Shanghai and see for yourself. Adios, 谢谢, bye bye.